Welcome to Unfiltered Reflections. I'm your host, Passion, and today I want to start with a story, a simple one. A few years ago, I found a note on my windshield, tucked under the wiper like a whisper from the universe. It read, "Do not postpone joy." No explanation, no name, just those four words. They lingered in my mind like a song lyric you can't forget. And honestly, they cracked something open in me. Back then, I lived with a constant hum of anticipation, tethering my happiness to achievements not yet reached. A relationship, a new job, a certain version of myself. I thought I had to arrive somewhere to feel joy. I thought I had to earn it. But that note asked a question I couldn't ignore. What if joy wasn't something to be earned, but something to be noticed? Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. And so, today's episode is about exactly that. Why we postpone joy, how it shapes our lives, and how we can gently but bravely return to the now. Let's start by defining it. What does it mean to postpone joy? It means believing that happiness only belongs in the future, that you can't enjoy this moment because it's not the right one. It's tying your sense of peace to a condition. I'll be happy when. It's a mindset that many of us adopt early. Society rewards us for ambition, for pushing forward. From school to careers to relationships, we're praised for striving. Hustle becomes honorable. Productivity, sacred. And joy? Joy becomes indulgent, optional, a reward for when we've earned it. But this delay, this constant reaching, slowly becomes a trap, a moving target, a place we never quite get to. There's a term psychologists use, the hedonic treadmill, the cycle of pursuing things we believe will make us happy, only to return to a baseline once we achieve them. It explains why that job promotion felt amazing for a week, or why that goal you crushed left you strangely hollow afterward. It's not your fault. It's how we're wired. But it's also something we can change. My own wake-up moment came after a yoga class. I was lying on my mat in corpse pose, and suddenly it hit me. The exhaustion wasn't just physical, it was emotional. I realized how much of my life I'd been living in the next. I thought, why do I keep telling myself I'll be okay when? And more importantly, what if I never get there? That's the danger of postponing joy. You might miss the life you're actually living. So I began a small rebellion. I challenged myself to be present, to notice joy, not just on the weekends or after the checklist was done, but in the middle of the mess. To find it in my morning coffee, in the rhythm of raindrops, in a perfectly timed text from a friend. And slowly, everything began to change. You see, this is the human struggle to balance ambition with presence, to want something more while loving what is. And it's not easy. We all want to matter. We want to be seen, to love, to create. But somewhere along the way, we confused living with achieving. And in the race to build a life, we forgot to actually live it. Why do we keep waiting? Because we've been taught that arriving is the point, that the next relationship, the next version of ourselves, the next milestone will finally be it. But what if we stopped looking for it and realized this is it, right now, right here, this moment, messy, imperfect, real? I want to share something vulnerable. There was a season in my life when I thought joy didn't belong to me. I had gone through loss, deep, disorienting loss, the kind that knocks the air out of you for weeks. And in the aftermath, I believed I had to earn my way back to happiness, that feeling joy too soon would somehow betray the grief I was carrying. But then, one afternoon, I was walking in the park, and I saw a toddler chasing bubbles. She laughed like it was the first time anyone had ever laughed in the history of laughter. Pure, belly-deep joy. I smiled, and then I cried, because I realized joy wasn't gone. It had just been waiting for me to make space for it again. Grief and joy, they can coexist. They must. They are not enemies. They are dance partners. Joy doesn't erase your pain. It holds your hand through it. Now let's talk about the science of presence. Neurologically, when we're present, not dwelling in the past or anxiously forecasting the future, our brains shift into a more peaceful state. Cortisol, the stress hormone, decreases. Dopamine and serotonin rise. We literally become more grounded, more resilient, more alive. Mindfulness isn't just a buzzword. It's a bridge from chaos to calm, from doing to being. But how do we build that bridge in real life? Here are a few practices that help me. The morning anchor. I start each day with one intentional moment, lighting a candle, stretching, drinking tea. Just something that tells my body, we're here, let's begin. Name the now. Throughout the day, I name what's happening. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm walking the dog. It's simple, but it brings me back. Savor something small. Every day, I find one tiny thing to savor: the smell of bread, a kind word, that golden hour glow. Joy appointments. I literally schedule joy: a weekly hike, a monthly museum trip, a night with no phone, just music. You don't need big changes. You need small choices repeated gently again and again. I want to tell you about a lady I used to know. She never had much, at least not in the way the world measures it, but she had joy. Every week, she'd bake cookies, hum old hymns off key, and sit on the porch like it was the most important appointment of her life. She used to say, "Don't borrow sadness from tomorrow. It'll come soon enough." I didn't understand it back then, but I do now. She wasn't waiting for joy. She was welcoming it right there in her slippers and sun hat, in her being, not just her doing. That's what I want to be. That's who I want to become. Someone who doesn't postpone joy. Someone who chooses it not because life is easy, but because life is precious. Let me ask you, what joy are you postponing right now? What would happen if you stopped waiting? What moment today could become sacred if only you noticed it? Take a deep breath with me. Inhale, exhale. You're here, and that's enough. I want to end with a story, a recent one. I met a man at a gathering who had survived a heart attack. He told me, "You wouldn't believe how beautiful the sky looks when you think it might be the last time you'll ever see it." That stopped me, because it reminded me none of this is promised. Not tomorrow, not the next breath, not the person you're thinking about right now. So love them, call them, forgive them. Wear the bright colors, sing out of tune, rest without guilt, laugh without reason. Say I love you first. Take the damn trip, because joy doesn't wait. It's here, now, whispering your name. Don't postpone it. Let's be the kind of people who say yes to joy, not eventually, but urgently. Let's make ordinary things holy again. If today's reflection stirred something in you, I invite you to share it with a friend, a journal, or just yourself. Let it sink in. And if you want more moments like this, head over to Deszicakes.com. There, you'll find our reflections, prompts, and stories from people just like you, choosing presence, choosing peace, choosing joy. Thank you for joining me today on Unfiltered Reflections. You could be anywhere, listening to anything, but you chose this space. And I hope in some small way, it reminded you of what you already know. You are worthy, you are seen, you are loved. Until next time, be kind to yourself, keep exploring, and remember, don't postpone joy.